This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2018 Catalina 243 RBS. I'm here on the door side of the trailer walking towards the rear. So you've got stabilizers, crank down scissor type stabilizers. That is a service panel for the refrigerator. You got a power awning with LED strip. This is the vent for your range hood. Make sure that the baffle here is open when you're venting, otherwise keep it shut. All right. This is the city water fill, or the potable fresh water fill. So you've got a fresh water tank on board, and let's say you're at a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsite. You can pre-fill this tank ahead of time and then use your onboard pump to run all the plumbing in the trailer. So it's just in case you go to a campground that does not have plumbing on the campsite. You have antenna out and power here. Your steps fold into the trailer, obviously. If the terrain is uneven, you can pull this pin here and slide the legs up and down to make them the length you need. All right. This is your hitch. That's the crank right there. And this little crank here is in case your power tongue jack fails. You can crank it manually by pulling the cap off the top. We'll show you how this center line hitch operates when you come to pick up your trailer. All right. You got two tanks. You got your power tongue jack. The tanks are full. That's where you take the cap off to crank it manually if you have to. All righty. Let's see here. Okay. Deep cycle marine battery. Your slide out is out at this point. These are your dump valves here. Your black valve and your gray valve. The black valve is for your black tank, which is toilet water and waste. The gray valve is for the gray tank, which is sink and shower water. So you put your dump hose onto here, the other end goes into the dump station. You dump your black first, because it's dirtier waters in the gray. Then you dump the gray second to clean out the hose a bit. Okay. This is your water heater here. Works on either gas or electric. Just so you know, there's a switch right here. This on and off switch, if you can see it. Let me see if I'm getting a picture of it here. Yeah, they're right there. This operates the electric heating element that's underneath this cover here. Just so you know. So to operate on electric, you're going to flip that switch on. This also runs on gas. The switch is inside. Okay, that is your drain plug down there, 1/16" socket. Okay, that's cable and satellite through to the inside of the trailer. Your power cord comes out of here. It's 30 feet long and 30 amp. Okay. Now, after you dump your black tank, you can take the hose from the dump station and screw it on here. Then, like it says here, make sure your black tank valve is open. Then you can turn on the water, and this is a black tank flush, and it'll flush your black tank even better. And it'll clean off the sensors and just clean it out in general. So it's a good thing to have. And this is the city water hookup. This is what you use most of the time. I showed you where you could fill your fresh water tank on the door side of the trailer. But usually you're going to be using this. Just hook your hose on there, turn it on, and your trailer's ready to go. Okay, you have outside a shower for hot and cold water for spraying down kids and bikes and hoses and pets or whatever you need to spray down. This is pre-wired for a backup camera, so if you get one, it takes a Furrion backup camera that fits into that housing. Also, while we're looking up, you have to go on the roof and inspect this roof, like the roof on any trailer. They recommend 3 times a season, so in the spring and in the fall, and then once in the middle of the summer, go up there and look at all the sealant on the roof. Make sure you got a good, tight seal with no cracks. When you do eventually find something, because you keep inspecting it, and eventually you'll find something some year, sometime, you get it taken care of immediately. All right. So, here we are. This is your control panel, your monitor panel. So to light it on gas, your water heater on gas is right there. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you turn it on, whether you're using gas or electric. Your pump I told you about is right here. Okay. Your slide out switch is right here. I'll bring it in a little bit so you can see. And out. When you hear that ratcheting sound, whether you're coming in or going out, that you take your finger off the button, that means it's all the way extended or retracted. That's what is supposed to happen. And this is for your awning. You send your awning out until you see the awning tube. It goes out 8 feet. And the thing to remember is never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campsite, then you roll it in. Never leave it out because you can get damaged by the wind in just a split second. Okay. Your battery is charged. Freshwater tank is got a third of a tank, but we're water testing it. Your black tank is empty. Your gray tank is empty. Galley tank is empty. As they graduate up, they graduate up in 1/3 increments, of course. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping the gray and the black tank. Okay. Your radio and disc player plays DVDs and CDs. You can stream off this USB right here. Put all your favorite albums on one stick and take them with you. You can hook up wirelessly with your phone or your tablet using Bluetooth and stream audio or video from your tablet. You have 2 zones for speakers, zone 1 and zone 2. Zone 1 is inside, 2 is outside. So it does a lot. Your TV works like any other TV. Your fireplace is a space heater, so you can adjust the look of the flame. You can adjust the fan speed, low, high, and off. You can set the timer, that sort of thing. And basically it runs on 110 AC, so if you just need to take the chill out late at night or early in the morning, you don't have to use up your propane. You can just run your space heater and save your propane for a cold day. All right. Okay. Your range hood right here. I told you about the vent on the outside in the baffle. You want to let it fret freely if you're venting. The microwave works like any other microwave. Your range. You spark to light it. I don't know if he's got the gas on, but we'll see. Yes, he does. So you just turn this clockwise to spark it. Each burner. Now, for the oven, all the way at the back there, on the bottom, there's a pilot light. If you can see it spark here, maybe we can see with the camera here. Whoop. Anyway, maybe you see that, maybe you don't. What you do is you go to the oven knob here, you go to the pilot light. You push it in, you depress it, and you hold it. Then you'll spark this, and you'll spark it until it lights down here. Once it lights, you're going to still continue to hold this in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat it up. Then you go to operating temperature, whichever operating temperature you want. It cycles on and off like an oven does. But when you shut it off, obviously the flame goes off, but so does the pilot light. So you have to light the pilot light each time you use the oven. Always travel with your cover down or will tend to break if it's flipping around. Alright, so this device here is the power converter. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you see on this side you've got regular household type circuit breakers and they're all labeled. That's 110 AC. Then it's converted to 12 volt DC over here. You got 12 volt fuses and they're labeled. Alright. If any of these fuses were to blow, it'll actually light up and you can see it through this tinted plastic here, so you would know that. Also, when you're plugged in, it will basically send as much energy as your battery needs to keep it charged. So it'll always keep your battery charged as long as you're plugged in to shore power. This device here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green like that. If not, you get it serviced. If it goes off, it's detected carbon monoxide or LP gas buildup. So you want to take everybody outside, shut off the gas at the front, and then figure out what's going on. It does have a test button here, so you can test it. It goes through 2 self-tests. Another one coming up here. And then back to green. All right. Also, if it beats very, very slowly, it's telling you your battery is low. Okay. So, this trailer has to be winterized. Keep that in mind, like all trailers. And you want to bypass the water heater before you pump any antifreeze into it, so always keep that in mind. Okay, this is an Norcold automatic refrigerator, so there's really, you just push the button and start it. It always searches for 110 AC, so if it finds 110 AC, it runs off of it. If not, it'll switch to LP gas automatically. So If you're going to pull it down the road and obviously it's not going to be plugged in, so it's going to have to run on gas. So it'll search for AC. You can't find AC power, it'll start it up on gas. All right. If it turns red, you want to check it's a gas issue. Maybe it's not turned on, or it just had an air pocket in the line. You would just shut it off and turn it on again and let it cycle through again, okay? And it'll start the next time for sure. All right, so keep that in mind. It's all automatic. It searches for 110 AC takes parameters, so it always searches for that. And then LP gas is number 2, so it'll go for that if it can't find electricity. All right. All right. This is just your thermostat. It's very simple. Heat, off, fan. The fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, and then of course cool is your air conditioner. Alright, so the sink and the shower work like any other sink and shower. There's nothing unique about them. This GFCI here, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through this, so they all wire through a GFCI. So if you're using a coffee pot or something outside and it pops, that's where you reset it. The thing to remember about the toilet is you can't use it dry or without chemicals. So you get to the campsite, you plug in your electricity, you hook up your water, then you're going to come in here and you're going to take your toilet chemical, whichever brand you use. You'll put 1 dose right in there. Then there's the flush pedal. You step on the pedal. Water will come swirling out. You're going to put about a gallon or so of water in there. You can see that's the black tank directly below. So you'll put the chemical and about a gallon or 2 of water in there just to start off, and then you use it normally. Let's say you're going to spend another week on the campsite, but you had to dump your black tank. After you dump the black tank, you come in and repeat that procedure because you're starting with an empty tank again. So you put the chemical in there and a gallon or 2 of water. Okay? Never use it dry. You always want to run your fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. That's important because these trailers are built super tight now these days. So you want to get that humidity out. You can drop your table down by removing the poles. You can drop it down onto these cleats and turn that into a bed. You can also turn this into a bed. This is a trifold, so you'll pull the cushions off of it. You'll pick it up down here and you'll fold it out, put the legs down, and then you flip the back panel down and you got a 3-panel foam couch, which is not bad as hide-a-beds go. It's not like the old ones where you had the bar and the springs in your back. It's pretty darn comfortable compared to what they used to be anyway. Okay, so I'm looking around here to see if I've forgot anything. The TV, your TV, let me pull it out here. It actually locks into place.